Thank you so much, Leanne. Getting straight into your sport news now in this hour. Now, Zimbabwe have been drawn for the Africa Cup of Nations in a group that consists of Angola, Egypt, as well as South Africa. The tournament does, of course, kick off on the 21st of December in Morocco, and the Warriors will kick off their campaign with a fixture against Egypt on Monday, the 22nd of December. Now, to talk all things the Warriors and all things football, we've roped in former Zimbabwe Sundowns and midfielder, Esrom Nyandoro. The Yellow Man, it's so lovely to have you in studio. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Vi.
Esrom, let's start and speak about where Zimbabwe is now as a national team. Of course, you look at the World Cup qualifiers not going according to plan, parting ways with coach Michael Nice. But now Zimbabwe has an opportunity to really redeem themselves at this continental showpiece that gets underway on the 21st. Talk to me about this, how this can be a redemption run.
Thank you again. I think it's a good question. It hasn't been easy for Zim. Of course, you spoke about losing the coach, and we've got a new coach. For me, normally it's always difficult to have a new coach, like maybe a few weeks to go to the tournament. But what is more important, what gives me so much comfort is you've got Kaitano Tembo, who's an assistant, and I think he'll play a huge role for these boys. The team is also fairly new. We've got a mix of young players and also experienced players. And for me, it's just to say to the team, go out there, express yourself, enjoy the tournament. And it's not going to be easy. It's a tough group. I think Zimbabwe seems like they love this, what you call this, group of death. And it also happened in 2004 and 2006 that when they qualified, they were also in group of death. So we just hope and pray that these boys will do well and enjoy themselves.
And what a way to start off the campaign against the most successful nation in the tournament, being Egypt. But you speak about those key figures. You mentioned Kaitano Tembo is part of the technical team. The exclusion of a Kamabilia and a Marshall Munetsi not being in this team, these are experienced players, senior players. What do you make of just not having them as part of this tournament?
I think it's a big blow. Of course, Kamabilia, we know what Kamabilia can do, but unfortunately he has been struggling with injuries. And I think it's one player that you always need in the camp. And talking about Munetsi, I was looking forward to Munetsi and Nakamba combination in the midfield. It's also a huge blow for the nation. And unfortunately, they are not in the squad, but we've got equally good players that can also come in and slot in and do well.
I mean, a very experienced squad. I remember that World Cup qualifier against South Africa where I've never seen Zimbabwe fight so hard in a game. You're looking at the teenage, you look at a Divine, you look at a Munetsi, a Billiard. But let's shift our conversation now. I want to talk about Esrom and what you've been up to since hanging up your midfielder football boots and what life has looked like for you post-football.
Wow. Esrom has been busy with Esrom Nyandoro Foundation. And I think foundations, it's one thing that is in my heart. I think we take care of the kids from primary school to college. And that's what I'm doing now currently. And actually tomorrow we're launching it tomorrow at Westcliff Four Seasons. Actual launching, but we started it in 2020. And for now, I think that's where my focus is, that's where my love is. And yeah, of course, with my team that is behind me, we have been working very hard for the past few weeks.
And we understand, of course, running a foundation is very taxing as well from a financial point of view. Speak to me about some of those challenges and how you're able to navigate those.
It has been very tough. I think we've approached more corporate and also individual, but more is more corporate companies to come and do this together. And one thing that I feel and sense when we approach them, they are willing to help. They are willing to help. We've had a lot of conversation in the past few weeks with so many companies that also wants to come on board. But for me as well, it's just to say, I cannot do it alone. We can only do it together, including you, Vi.
Oh, I absolutely love that. I have run out of time, Esrom, but I just want to put your head on the block. One nation. Who's winning the Afcon?
Wow, it's a very, very. I would love between Zimbabwe and South Africa to win it.
Between Zimbabwe and South Africa, but of course do find themselves in the same group out at Afcon in 2025. The tournament does kick off on the 21st of December, and you can catch the matches live on SABC2, on the SABC Plus app, as well as across the 19 SABC radio stations. That's where we'll leave it with the yellow man, Esrom Nyandoro, talking all things football and life after football, really just focusing on the Esrom Nyandoro Foundation, which officially launches tomorrow. That's where we leave it for now. Let's take you through to an ad break.